This is Lansdowne Roar, the voice of the fans. Coming up, we take a look at Ireland's World Cup qualifying draw. Plus, we see how our boys in green got on across the water. Where else is it? It's Lansdowne Roar. Hello and welcome to another edition of Lansdowne Roar. David Dunn here, joined by Conor McAvoy. No Martin, he is celebrating the Manchester Derby win. Sad man, indeed. Probably the worst Manchester Derby I can remember in a very long time. What say you, Conor? Was it a classic?
I don't know. I'm just happy. I just love Amad Diallo. He is a personal favourite of mine. So I'm buzzing that he scored the winners. A bit of magic, something we don't see often in football. He says, but individual brilliance. So It was good to see.
Flash in the pan, really. No, he's the flavour of the month. Don't worry, it'll all go wrong anyway. Yeah. As always, folks, this is live. We are back every Sunday. We're going to be live on Facebook, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the page, please. Please, also, please. I'm sounding very beggy. If you could subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, it's in the description below, or you could just type in at Lansdowne Road into YouTube. I'm trying to grow the page, so if you wouldn't mind. And of course, Conor, who is over at Rev Tracker on Twitter, if you want to find out what's going on with the boys in green, current and future, that is the place to go. Now, if this is your first time watching Lansdowne Road, or Lansdowne Roar live, sorry, rules are simple. We're going to talk a little bit about a few things, and then we're going to get to your comments. You can say whatever you want within reason. You can comment what we're talking about, and you can ask us a question and talk to us about what you want to talk about. It's that simple. We are Irish football's most interactive podcast. We're here for you. We're the voice of the fans, so we want to, we want to hear from you guys out there. So leave a comment, get involved. There you go. It's nice and simple, and we'll get to your comments in about 25 or so minutes. What's that, Conor? Did you say something?
No, just stuck in my throat.
Oh, God.
Go ahead.
Martin, come back, Martin. All's forgiven. I say Martin's in a ditch somewhere. Bless. I really hope he's not, actually, but comedic-wise, anyway. Actually, before we crack on with this episode, a big thank you, Conor, because we had our live World Cup watch-along on the YouTube, on the Twitter, the 3 Twitter channels, and our Facebook, and we had a whopping 11 o'clock in the morning, 3,700 of the Roar faithful watching us live. Thank you so much. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant support as always, and it is very much appreciated. Thank you very much. And of course, if you're watching us and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do hit subscribe. It really does mean the world to us. And if you want to support the page, we do have a coffee link that is also below. Where is it? Yeah, buy us a coffee. There you go. If you want to support the page, it is down there below. Conor, should we get into it?
We might as well get stuck in.
What will we get stuck into first, Conor? I'll let you choose. Will we do big, or will we talk about the qualifying group?
I'd say get big out of the way, because the qualifying group, I think, will lead in nicely to the comments.
I was thinking exactly that. Just wanted to make sure you were thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Right, let's get on with the big. Actually, going through this today, handy enough. Not if you're a goalkeeper. But no, it's a pretty useful. Our boys in green this weekend. Obviously, some matches have just finished. 7 o'clock kickoffs on a Sunday, not shown on telly here in the UK. I don't know if they were in Ireland or not. I had Fair City on. I was really funny, actually. My future brother-in-law. I had Fair City on the telly, and he'd never seen it before. Actually, neither had my sister, who are both English. Yeah, it was interesting.
I don't blame them though, not watching Fair City.
No, it's shite. It's crap. It's just.
I don't think I've actually ever watched it either, to be honest.
No, well, that's because you don't have a telly. No, it's absolutely dreadful. It's just terrible. I mean, trust me, being born and bred in Dublin and living 27 years in Dublin, it's so natural. People chatting to each other for 2 minutes and not one F word dropped. We're trying to bring the language down a bit on Raw. But yeah, like not one curse, not. I was like, that's not Dublin, That's so bad. But yeah, the look in his face, bless him. He's helped me fix the wardrobe inside. But anyway, enough about my exciting life. Let's get on to the exciting boys in green. Ooh, goalies first, and of course, Conor is our adjudicator. He will correct, I'm sure, any mistakes with glee. Look, he's already smiling there. Look, he fucking loves this part of it.
Shush.
He didn't actually know one of I'll mention that. He had to ask me. Mr. Rep Tracker over there had to ask me about a player. Yeah. Let's get
No, I didn't know. I just went out on my phone and I seen it. I was like, I didn't know he'd scored tonight. Don't know what happened. The sofa score must have been working.
Don't ruin it. Let's get into it. Goalies are in goal. Queefing Keller, an unused sub for Liverpool's 2-2 draw against Fulham. Mark Travers, an unused sub as well for Bournemouth. Who cares who they were playing? Max O'Leary, 90 minutes in a 1-1 draw with QPR for Bristol City. Josh Keeley, 90 minutes in a 0-0 draw with Burton Albion for Leyton Orient. Gavin Mazina is still injured. Unfortunately, won't be back before Christmas, that's for sure. All okay with that, Conor? Was there anything I missed out there? Mark Travers hat-trick from the bench or anything? No. Okay. The defenders. Seamus Coleman still an unused sub in a 0-0 draw with Arsenal. Very useful if you're a Liverpool fan. Darrell Shea, 90 minutes in a 2-1 win over Wolves for Ipswich Town. Big win for them. Nathan Collins, 90 minutes in a 2-1 loss at Chelsea, annoyingly. Liam Scales, 75 minutes. That's including extra time and an assist in their win. Shane Duffy, 90 minutes, a 2-1 loss against Burnley. Mark McGuinness, 90 minutes and a 2-0 loss against Blackburn. Callum McDowd, 90 minutes in a 2-2 draw with Stoke City. Matt Doherty, 64 minutes and a known goal. At least he's on the score sheet. And a 2-1 loss against Ipswich. Helped get his manager sacked. Jake O'Brien, unused sub for Everton. Ryan Manning, 62 minutes and a 5-0 loss against Spurs tonight. Andrew Amabamidele, where is he? He's not in the squad. Robbie Brady, he is back. 62 minutes in a 1-1 draw with Leeds. Jimmy Dunn, 90 minutes, played at right back again in a 1-1 draw with Bristol City for QPR. John Egan, 76 minutes in a 2-1 win over Norwich. Aaron Cashin, 58 minutes in a goal and a 4-0 win over Pompey, Portsmouth. Samuel Garcia McNulty, 90 minutes in a 1-0 loss against William Tway. Will Ferry suspended for Dundee United. Yeah, sorry, an assist for Liam Scales. I just saw the yellow one. What the fuck is that? Even though I put it there on the thing. Yes, Liam Scales played 75 minutes in total because he came on as a halftime substitute in a 3-3 draw, but he also had half an hour worth of extra time. And won the penalties as well. It was a 3-3 draw, but they won 5-4 in penalties. So congratulations to Liam Scales. He's won another League Cup up in Scotland.
Yeah. So, right. I must say, though, Aaron Cashin Friday night, watched him against Portsmouth. Absolutely exceptional. He actually went off with a hamstring injury, but his overall performance, his ball playing ability, left-footed centre half, scored a brilliant header. Because the one thing you'd have against him would be height, but he shows a real dominance in the air for his height. And many would have thought he probably would have been ahead of Mark McGuinness in the pecking order, because there's a lot of talk, Aaron Cashin, especially last summer, or this summer gone past there, of Brighton looking to sign him, but whatever way they did, I don't think they offered enough money to Derby for him to sell him. And the fact he's 23, captain of Derby, left-footed centre half, something we need, and how good technically he is on the ball, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't make his Ireland senior debut in 2025.
Yeah, probably in June. Unless there's an injury squad. Unless there's an injury, scare in March, I say June, definitely one in for there. We're looking for, although we're very healthy in the defence department. And John Egan coming back as well. Twice in a row now he's played more than 70 minutes. I think, he was an early substitution. A guy came off after 16 minutes.
Yeah, he came on after. Yeah, it was an injury he came on for.
Yeah, so, he's come in there, he's done the job. Fair play to him, John Egan. Good to see him back. Right, let's move on to the midfielders. I see comments coming in there, guys, by the way. Please keep them coming in. Whatever you want to talk about, Irish football related, or just whatever. Fair City. We'll talk about Fair City if you want. Keep them coming in. We will get to them. I want to hear. Actually. Tell us what you think about the boys in green. Tell us what you think about the World Cup draw. Are you going? Have you booked any flights? How are you getting to Armenia? I want to hear all of that because I'm going to tell you how I'm getting to Armenia. And there's a twist, or more like getting back from Armenia. There's a twist. I couldn't believe it, but anyway, we'll get to that. But yeah, tell us all, guys. Just whatever you want to talk about. Just I see the comments coming in. Keep them coming in. We're going to be here for a while. Right, midfielders. An assist for Josh Cullen, a 2-1 win over Norwich for Burnley. Jason Knight, 90 minutes and a 1-1 draw with QPR. Jason Malumbi, a goal in a 2-1 loss against Watford. You're going to talk about that, I know. Finn Azaz, another assist for him, 86 minutes and a 1-0 win over managerless Millwall. Andy Moran, a goal in a 2-2 draw against Cardiff for Andy Moran, 90 minutes. Jack Taylor, 2-1 win for Wolves and a goal for Jack Taylor. Jamie McGrath, no game this week for Aberdeen. Will Smallbone still out injured, unfortunately. Cousin Will. Alan Brown also injured now. Really injury prone he is. 29. Not a good time for him. Mark Sykes also injured. No, nothing there. Luke O'Connell, 90 minutes, 2-1 win against Exeter for Barnsley. Bossa Lowell, 12 minutes. He is back against Stoke. 2-2 draw with Cardiff. Conor Coventry, 90 minutes and a 0-0 draw with Mansfield for Charlton. And Rocco Vata. Welcome, Rocco. 16 minutes, 2 assists, and a 2-1 win.
16 minutes. That's your mistake there. He started.
Oh, so
about 70 minutes.
74 minutes, sorry. That's all right. Fucking calm down. Jesus.
There's a lot to go through here in the midfield, isn't there?
Oh, yeah,
Jesus, there's a lot of lads performing in midfield, and I don't think we can ever say that before. Like I think we have the usual with Finn Azaz getting an assist, a nice assist. Andy Moran scoring, which is always good to see. I don't know if you've seen his goal. It ended up being a tap-in, but the link-up play in the lead up to the goal shows exactly what he's about. A lovely 1-2 with the Manhoff, the winger, and he shot, and then the ball came back to him. Something we're missing is a player that can play lovely 1-2s. I think Jack Taylor's goal is huge for his confidence, and it'll probably guarantee him, I'd say, at start in Ipswich's next game, even though some of his best performance actually be as an impact sub. And it was great limbs in the Molyneux away end for that goal. But I think the two biggest bits for me was Boston Lowell making his return from injury. Absolutely delighted to see that. I think he has everything that you need to be a top class modern centre midfielder, whether he plays as a 6 or an 8. I personally think he's better as an 8 because of his ball carrying ability, his strength, his quick feet for someone who's so big, and his technical ability is second to none. And he came on at centre half the other day actually, but it was a tactical thing. All 4 defenders were on yellow cards, so it was a tactical thing. And their manager actually said he sees him more as a number 6, which I would slightly disagree with. I just think he's better when he can pick up the ball and he has room to free roam and take men on from midfield because he's a special type of ball carrier like that. And then I think the Rocco Vata thing is a huge thing. I know he's a winger, like he plays on the left, but he can also play as a number 10. I think I would be shocked if Rocco Vata doesn't make the squad in March. I think he has everything like Boston to be a top footballer, and we don't have many left wingers. I think it's really him, Mikey Johnson. We were playing Sammy Smodix on the left. I know kind of in a 4-4-2, you wouldn't really play Rocco there, but with his ability to take men on, his second assist today, flick the ball over your boy's head and then put a lovely ball into the box. And he's a real special talent. And I think he'll be starting early every week now for Watford, and it'll put him straight into the Ireland senior squad.
Yeah, looking good. Like lots of, when you said to me there, Dave, put Rocco Vata in, he's got 2 assists. One, okay. Yes.
It shows, Dave, doesn't it, how quickly things in football can happen like that. You can have a couple of good performances in the championship and you're straight into the Ireland picture. I know Rocco Vata has been long talking about in the Irish setup and been said that he's one for the future anyway, and they probably wanted to fast track him anyway, but I think it shows that as a footballer, no matter what level, a couple of few good games, and you're right in the picture.
Yeah, no, it just goes to show you just need a bit of luck as well. You just need to run of games, no injuries.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of some of our players as well are at clubs where there's a lot of, like Matt Doherty, for example, got his manager fired. No, just that's a joke, by the way. No, he didn't. But Gary O'Neill gone. Players fighting with staff. What a mess that club is. No, we can't blame Matt Doherty on that. He was actually peacemaker. Martin
Yeah,
made
it
that out,
was.
didn't he?
And
He's
to be
trying
fair,
to.
that own goal, I don't think you can blame him for that own goal because have you watched the highlights?
I haven't seen that one.
He
No.
made a brilliant Hutchinson shot. He made a brilliant clearance off the line with his head, and then who was it? Chaplin shot, bounced off Toddy, and then onto Doherty's back and into net. So actually, it's one of them unlucky ones. Like as much as you want to give out about Doherty, he was so unlucky.
No, I mean that club's a mess. They've no money. Lopetegui, who's tearing it up at West Ham at the moment. He left because he had no money and he wasn't happy there. And then of course Gary Neal got the job after Bournemouth, and now you got players fighting with staff. Like it's incredible. I've never seen that before. Players with staff in the Premier League or in England. It's weird. But yeah, a lot of turmoil at the moment for some players. So it just goes to show you if you a little run and things nice and calm, you can just chip away there. And it's great to see him Andy Moran as well with a goal for Stoke. Really nice. The young lad coming through as well. And yeah, I think with Boston Lawal, they've been missing a player like him. They've had a bit poor run of results recently, haven't they, Stoke? Like they haven't been
Yeah,
doing
they've
too
been
well.
awful, honestly. Yeah, they've been really bad.
So hopefully he'll come in there now and steady the ship. Right, let's move on to the attackers. Evan Ferguson, 18 minutes and a 3-1 loss against Crystal Palace. Troy Parrott, 90 minutes and a goal in a 2-1 win over NAC Breda. Adam Ida, 44 minutes in a 3-3 draw with Rangers, won the cup. Tom Cannon, 90 minutes, 2-2 draw with Cardiff. Sammy Smodic, illness. He missed the game yesterday. Vestia Basella, an unused sub for Watford. Casey McAteer, 90 minutes and a 4-0 hammering against Newcastle. Mikey Johnson, 45 minutes and 2-1 loss against Watford. Chidozie Ogbeni is still out. He's got me into for a very long time. Conor Robinson, an unused sub for Cardiff City in a 2-2 draw, I believe it was. Michael Obafemi, 80 minutes and 2-0 loss against Sheffield United. They are really struggling at the moment. Wayne Rooney's Plymouth. Aaron Conley, again, an unused sub for Sunderland. Don't know what's happening there. Sinclair Armstrong, injured again for Bristol. I think we've got one more. And Tyler Goodrum, 80 minutes and a 3-1 loss against Sheffield Wednesday for Oxford United.
You forgot to congratulate young Adam Ida on scoring in the penalty shootout. Scored the first penalty for Celtic.
I don't count that. Unless it's the winning penalty. Unless it's the winning penalty. We got high standards here.
The first one's the most important. Relieves the pressure. Gets the rest of the team in order.
What was the one that what was one of the stats that you tried to bestow upon me? You tried to make me, what was it? Attracted fouls, was it?
I actually don't know. I can't remember. You tell me if it's so important.
It was something like that. It was like, oh, fouls attracted or whatever. Next week, telling me about XG and all this shit.
Fouls won.
Fouls.
I don't know about weird one. Fessy not getting any minutes today, but I'd imagine it was. I seen when the manager made changes and took Rocco Vata off, and I can't remember who else off at the time. They were like, "Why are you making such negative subs? We're going to end up bottling this game." I think just keep it going the way we're going. Don't just sit back and give West Brom a chance to come back into the game. So I think it was just a cleverly went negative, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. I imagine Festi will start in their midweek game.
Yeah, I mean, as well, we have to remember there is going to be a lot of rotation now. 15th of December, right now, the English League program over Christmas is ridiculous. Actually, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's where league titles are won and lost, relegations are kind of teams get dragged into it, because all it just takes is for those 3 or 4 games that's played over the Christmas period, like illness, injury, and all of a sudden, Liverpool in a precarious position now, game in hand, but 2 points, only 2 points ahead. They get a couple of dodgy results over Christmas. They're chasing Chelsea. It's just crazy the way it can happen, and there's going to be a lot of rotation and a lot of football to be played over Christmas. I don't really like the Christmas calendar, actually.
I enjoy it. Nice something on Boxing Day, like you can look forward to.
On what day?
Stevens Day.
Yeah. Trust me, they'll, you can't get away with that in here. It might be Boxing Day where you are, son, and me. Yeah, the Stevens Day program. See, we're Irish. Yeah, it's I don't really like it because I think the football gets spoiled a bit. The teams are absolutely out on their feet, and is the World Club Championship on during in winter?
I know. I think it's have they moved it to a summer tournament where there's more teams. Remember, Inter Miami have been added to it next year, so I think they've done some stupid thing where they've moved it
Oh,
this summer and they made a whole tournament out of it.
ridiculous. So yeah,
You know what
it's
they're like.
just, but the quality of football just goes right down, in my opinion. Anyway, like there's too many games. But anyway, right. Let's move it on to our group, which was decided on. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. Which was decided on Friday during our live. Oh, sorry. Yawning there. I do apologise.
Oh,
It's been a long day,
that's
folks. Oh, I never had it. During our live watch along that we had on Friday. So here's the group. Group F. And of course, we were third seeds. Top seeds, Portugal or Denmark. They will play in the Nations League in March, as we will against Bulgaria. Hungary, second seeds, ourselves in third seeds, and Armenia, fourth seeds. Now, I'm quite optimistic about that group. Conor, I see some of the comments there. By the way, tell us what you think at home. Are you optimistic with the group? Are you happy? I've seen one comment there. It says, no, I'm not happy with the group. Doesn't get the optimism. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, what do you think? I think it's doable. I think second place is very much achievable. Playoff at least.
Is this question you're asking me? Is it? Yeah.
No, I'm asking Martin, who isn't on the pod.
No, I thought you were asking the comments. Is that a comments? Is that a
No, it's you.
question you just put out there? Oh, I think we will win the group as always. You know what I'm like. I think we'll win every game, go undefeated. But no, in general, we should really be finishing, and we should really have high hopes of finishing top two. Like I know if you throw Denmark in the group, I think it could throw more spanners in the works because although they're a good side, they're more likely that anyone could possibly Armenia probably not, but ourselves or Hungary could pull off an upset against a pot one team that could, even though if we could say get 6 points against Hungary, they could go get 3 points in one of the games against Denmark, and we could get battered in one of the games and drop points to Armenia. It's that sort of, it could be that sort of group. But I'm actually really confident. The more deep the draw from the other day, the more I've looked at Hungary's squad, the amount of aging players they have in their squad, a lot of players that aren't playing at a very high level. I know they've a lot of, in terms of technical footballers and their midfield and stuff, it's probably higher of standard, but I do not think they should be finishing ahead of us in this group. I know that their best players, Sposley, is better than our best player. I don't know, you'd probably say it's Collins at the moment, who's been exceptional in the Premier League this season. But like, even if you look at like their second choice striker is Bolton Wanderers' second striker who scored 1 goal all season. Like, so they've Kirkes, they've Sabozlai, they've Salai, they've good players, but I just think it's there for us. It's there for us to go get it, and I'm confident that Heimer can get these men to a playoff.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything to be truly fearful of. Look, Portugal, right, could be one of the top teams in the world. They are one of the top teams, is sixth in the world. When he went out in the quarters, I think to Germany, was it, in the Euros? Didn't really do much. Ronaldo will probably be playing till he's 50 years of age. He's a hatcher. He hinders the team. They're playing with 10. We're playing with 9 outfield men when he's playing. If they were to play Jota up front instead, there's a lot more fluidity in the team with him in it. But of course, Martinez is still the manager, right?
Yeah, Roger Martinez, yeah.
Yeah. So the guy has no backbone. Like, he's not going to stand up to Ronaldo. He'll probably be fired if he tries to drop Ronaldo, which is utterly ridiculous. But on their day, if they don't have Ronaldo in the team, yeah, I'd be looking at them thinking, Christ. Now, we lost 3-0 to them in Navarro, but let's be honest, that was a tactically inept. Inept is harsh.
It was
tactically
being honest,
naive.
You know what I said about that day? I was absolutely fuming how John O'Shea set up. We played Troy Powers and Sammy Smoddix on the wings away against
A team that likes
Portugal.
width.
It's just not right in the slightest, and I still haven't. It still makes no sense to me, and I'd love to get an explanation why he actually done that. But yeah, I do think we went there under Stephen Kenny, and we would have probably worse. I don't. Would you say our squad would have been more? I would say probably more players that were
Well,
mentally stronger, but in terms of footballing ability, we had Jeff Hendrick, Jimmy McGrath playing that. I know Jimmy McGrath is still in around it now, but Jeff Hendrick was playing that day. John Egan was starting. I know he's a good player. That he was a very good player. Like we look our squad now, I would say probably like we had Andrew Omabamadeli who came on that day to make his debut. If you remember, after 10 minutes, like we had Conley and Ida up front then, and Ida's a lot better than he is now. And Conley, a lot of boys have passed Conley out, so we probably have a stronger squad now.
we probably do, but my point is that we played a very technically naive game against them in a Vero. I wouldn't. I'm not too focused on the Stephen Kenny because that's long gone. That's too far gone. But I look at a Vero just this year, and I look at Portugal, and as I said, if they don't have Ronaldo in the team, they are frightening. They are potentially they should be they could be contending for trophies, silverware, but they won't. They won't drop Ronaldo. So you'd probably fancy maybe getting a draw. You could probably get a draw away from home. You know, it's one of those that you could probably get if you get. And the same goes to Denmark. Denmark are no great shakes either. I can't see Denmark getting anything against Portugal, to be fair. But it's one of those. If you get if you lose both games, disaster. If you get a draw, if you get 1 point out of 2 games, not really great. You're probably not going to qualify. You get 3 points, which more than likely be a win at home, and you lose away. Okay, kind of expected, but a bonus. If you get 4 points, in whatever shape or form that takes place, brilliant. 6 points, dreamland, which is never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you always have to you have to win all your home games. We have to be pragmatic here. We finally have a manager who I believe is pragmatic. We haven't had it in the last manager, Stephen Kenny, and the one obviously the intermediate manager as well, the interim manager, I should say, John O'Shea wasn't pragmatic. That was not a pragmatic display against Portugal. It was woeful. But you're thinking, right, you could possibly get 4 points there. Then you've got Hungary. Hungary aren't great. They were dreadful in the Euros. I thought they were going to do a lot more. There's 30th in the world. They're a useful side, but they only beat Scotland, who were terrible. Everyone beat Scotland at the
Scotland
Euros.
are very hit and miss, like Hungary, that they can turn up one game brilliant, get McTominay masterclass in international football, but then other than that, it seems to go to shit.
Just to preface that, Scotland in qualification are handy. When you get to a tournament, they're crap. They are rubbish when you get to a tournament. They've never, ever made it outside the group. And the players they've had, the squads they've had over the years, that is an incredible feat that has happened. They had an okay Nations League. They finished 3 points behind the Dutch in second and 8 points behind Germany as group winners. So they're no great shakes. And we did beat them. Now, we were blessed to beat them in Dublin. Let's be honest.
But I just think we were probably the better team. It wasn't like we weren't the better team. I just think it was the goal we got, like Troy Powers' finish wasn't great. And Sammy Smoddix, he would say he should have passed Sammy Smoddix, but Sammy Smoddix ran offside. So, but I do think on that day, you wouldn't have said, oh yeah, they're a better side than us.
I remember it was a very bad game of football.
It was just a bad game of football in general, but I just think it was two bad teams at the time.
Yeah, very, very, very bad. And then, of course, Armenia now, you'd be looking at getting 6 points there. I don't care if we go there and we win 1-0, 3-2, 4-3, 2-1. I do not care. I want 3 points away from home. I want 3 points at home. Now, we lost to them in the Nations League. And yet again, it was tactical naivety and tactical apathy as well from the manager. Wasn't working. Two lads in midfield, Hendrick and Cullen. Wasn't working. We were getting flooded. I remember they were flooding us in the midfield, and the lads were going back. All of a sudden, bang! Your man hits one. Coleman, I think, stood off him. Bang! Bottom corner. I think Kelleher was in goal that day. He was in goal for that quartet of games. I think they were June games in 2022. I think it was in the Nations League, and you kind of think a bit of pragmatism. from the manager. And let's not forget, he's going to have a June camp with these guys. So the playoffs in March, you like to think we'll do the business against Bulgaria in March. Hopefully, we should, but you don't know. It is Ireland, and he'll have a summer camp with them, 2 friendlies. You think at home to add value to the season ticket, and then September. We're Armenia away and we're Hungary at home, and you think that's not a bad start. I think it's very, very doable. I think it's very doable to be getting a playoff. Do I see us winning the group? No, absolutely not. But I do think a playoff place is definitely doable.
And I think it must be said though, Dave, as well. That Armenia side that we played a couple of years ago was probably stronger than what it is now.
Yeah,
like they've lost in the last couple of years. They've lost their
Mkhitaryan, wasn't it?
Is Mkhitaryan their? Because I don't know. You'd probably know more from back in the day of them than I would. Is he the greatest ever player that they've produced?
Well, the fact he's the only player I can remember ever playing for Armenia probably would say that. Yes. No, Armenia, they've never been great.
Sorry, but to interrupt, but I just think that I know people say it's tough way, but everywhere is tough when you go away, and it's one we have to win no matter what. I don't care. People be like, oh, you can get 4 points against Hungary, but we need to be taking 6 points from Armenia just to save our arses in case Hungary pull off an upset against one of the big teams. Like, we play Hungary first, then we go to Armenia away. We get a win against them at home. That'll leave us in great stead to go to Armenia away and put on a lesson. Like,
right, here's the fixtures, folks. And by the way, I want to ask, which game's he going to at home? Not you, Conor. I hope you're going to them all, Conor. Which games are you going to at home, by the way? Tell us what ones you booked for, and we'll tell you and how are you getting to Armenia and how are you getting home for Armenia. But you look at it here, right? So, yeah, if we get off to a win against Hungary at home, and then I think if we beat Hungary at home, we beat Armenia away. I think the confidence that will give us a massive lift. It depends on how the summer camp goes. It'll be in June. There'll be 2 matches. I hope, by the way, and I know people are going to go mad at me because the season ticket. I hope there are 2 games. I don't care if it's Liechtenstein or San Marino. I couldn't give a shit. I just want 2 games where we can play. I don't want big teams. I want us to play. I want us to get the confidence going. 2 crap teams, and then just like blow them away. 3, 4.
I think that's unrealistic, though, Dave. I think that's a bit unrealistic to say that and presume that can actually happen.
No, it's not going to. They'll balance it. They'll have like a highest profile team and a lower team. But look, Jack did it back in the day, and I know I keep going on about back in the day, but we used to always play the lesser teams and friendlies most of the time. Get the confidence going. Just now, just to start over again. Just get someone like a Lithuania or Latvia or somebody just to get a couple of results and put us in good stead. And then when we build that bit of confidence, I've always said it about international football, Conor. It's mostly about having your house in order. And I think we have a guy now. I've seen us improve every window. We've improved, right? England thrown in. Let's not forget he was thrown in against England. That wasn't his fault, right? That's the FAI's fault. Now, listen, if this guy does well with the World Cup, which he's contracted up to, so we don't know if he'll get an extension or not. Depends how it goes. That'll all be forgotten about. Fair enough. Lesson learned. He was thrown in against England. It was terrible after the first 10 minutes. But then you saw the next game against Greece because he got a bit of a kicking for that. Cause what he said, I'm going to let John O'Shea take over. No. We want you to take over because it's been shit. And you saw an improvement. And then you saw an improvement again in the next window, Finland and Greece away. A couple of mistakes. And then the game against England at home, like in Wembley, like 45 minutes. We were well in that game. So you can see what he's trying to do, Conor, can't you? Like that's the difference. With Kenny towards the end, you couldn't see what you couldn't see what he was doing.
Yeah. The wheels had just gone off. Like it was time to go when he went, and he went at the right time. So
yeah,
we have improved. There's been improvements, not just tactically and mentally, probably slightly. I know there's still a mental block on his side, but they have improved a wee bit mentally as a unit. But also, we have to say the standard of players has improved. I would say a rather fair amount to make a difference to this team in the last year or so. I don't know about you, Dave, but we've brought in the likes of Sammy Smodics, Finn Azaz. Kelleher's become a world-class keeper, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We've had the rise of Evan Ferguson. I know he's kind of gone backwards a bit lately, but like Tom Cannon's come in, Festi's starting to develop into a real top player. Like these little things are starting to really improve the squad, not just tactically, but I think people forget that our standard of player is getting better.
Yeah, it is, and to get more experience and get more football, and we're on an up. Hopefully, we'll be on an upward trajectory. We just need to make sure we get the right opponents, get the right result in March, right setup in June. Hopefully, get some. Hopefully, the FAI back them now. I'm sure they will. Summer camp just needs to get into their heads a bit. Let's look at the fixtures here, Connor. So, so obviously Ireland, Hungary. I'm flying over there with British Airways, by the way. City airport to Dublin. Free packet of crisps and a coffee. Class all the way. How are you? Oh no, you live there, don't you?
Yeah, I'm actually Irish, mate.
Anyway, Armenia and of course Armenia. And 3 days later, prick. Martin, come back, all is forgiven. I actually haven't seen him comment there. I think he was a bit annoyed at me. He said, "Sorry, lads, won't be on tonight." He's out celebrating in Manchester. And he was, "Oh, you won a game, did you?" It was a shit game as well. I think it hurt his feelings. Did you see? He actually took himself out of the writers' group.
No, but I don't know why. Why did he do that?
I don't. No, he didn't mean to. He's just pissed.
Oh, fair enough.
He's just pissed. Yeah. Bless him. Love you, Martin. Of course, Armenia then is the next game. Right. How are you getting to Armenia? Have you booked your flights yet?
Do you think I plan that far in advance?
No, you don't, do you? Hey, wait till you see it, folks. It'll be fucking July. It'll be August before he starts then saying, I better book these flights, lads.
We're not all made of money.
But that's when you book it well in advance because it's cheaper.
No, it's just because I'm going on holidays the first week in January, so I don't want to throw out a big lump of money for flights yet.
Right, well, I'll tell you how I'm getting to Armenia.
Go on, tell us.
Well, I was actually supposed to go in 2022 until fucking Putin kicked off acting the bollocks in Ukraine. And then GoToGate ripped me off. Anyway, I'm not going to get started on that again. But how I'm getting there is I'm going to fly from Dublin, right? To Frankfurt on Lufthansa, and then I got a 6-hour layover in Frankfurt, and then we'll probably do a podcast then from the airport, whether you like it or not. You might be with me, Conor.
I hope not.
And then I fly there. I arrive at 3:40 in the morning in Yerevan. But hotels are quite cheap. It's like 70 quid for a hotel over there at the moment. So I've got that. And I need to actually make sure that they'll let me check in at like 5 in the morning or wherever it is. And then basically coming back, guess where I'm flying into on the way back?
Monaghan Airport.
No, you don't have an airport. You don't even have electricity. No, I am flying back to Athens. Yes, I am going to Athens. I can't get away from the fucking place. It's my 4th time going to Athens. But there you go. I am flying to Athens on the way back and layover in Athens. But to be fair, Asian Airlines are absolutely superb. Yeah, I've never flown with Lufthansa before. Have you?
I feel like I have, not with them direct, but you know when they're a replacement plane for someone else and someone's like renting them for the day or whatever. I feel like that. I don't know. I feel like I was on a Ryanair flight and we end up on one of their planes.
Luxair or something like that. Well, yeah, I'll have to think of my many million miles that I've travelled.
Flights to Liverpool and back.
yeah. Bless you. To the 21st century and back. Portugal, of course, Denmark, then on the 11th, and then we got Armenia at home. So looking there, I kind of travel-wise, Denmark is pretty straightforward. It'll be, imagine, in Copenhagen. That's on the 11th. That's a 7:45 kickoff our time. How many hours are Armenia ahead of us?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the man with the plan.
Time zone UK. Right, hold on. They are 1 hour. Really? Only 1 hour. Oh, hold on. Is Armenia? Oh no, it's 4 hours. Jesus. Oh God. That is Christ. That's a shock. So the game is going to be at 9 o'clock in the fucking at night. So I am literally going to be going right from the ground to the airport. That might be a very short. It's not.
Be me and my ones, will it?
Huh?
Doing a post match show after me and my own.
No, we'll be doing it in a taxi. To the airport.
Oh, don't worry. I will be flying back to London, mate. I'm Irish, by the way. So
I am
I fly
Irish. Flying
I
back
fly
to
back home.
Belfast. Where are you flying back to?
I fly to Dublin, mate.
Oh, you fly to Dublin. Now you actually go to Belfast.
I don't. Same distance from both.
Can't be 4 hours ahead. Is it?
It's 2:22 in the morning there at the moment. I Google their time right now.
Oh my God, it is 4 hours
But
ahead.
is that definitely confirmed time wise, or can that time be changed? Because TV rights and all that. They're like 5:30 or something.
Oh, don't say that to me now. I'll cry. Yeah.
It's at 5 p.m. Irish. Oh, so it's 9. Oh, it is 9 o'clock their time. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, my flight is like 4 in the morning. Thank Christ, I booked that 4 in the morning. Jesus Christ. Yeah, 4 in the morning. My flight back is at, so I will literally be going straight from the ground to the airport. Portugal, God, and then Ireland, Armenia at 7:45, and then we play Portugal, Denmark at 7:45, and then we finish away to Hungary. It says TBC with the time, for the ground for Armenia, but like it's gonna be in Yerevan. They've only played one stadium. Jesus.
No. Oh.
Well, I mean, they can't have it any later, can they? Like it'll either be 2 o'clock or like they can't play it any later than that. You're not gonna have
it probably will be that's 5 o'clock then, I'd imagine.
Jesus.
Someone's actually after commenting there. I've just seen a comment. Was it 5 p.m. local time kickoff in Yerevan last time and 41 degrees? Thank fuck the game isn't in June this time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that. I remember I couldn't get back. There was a thing like the timing was really, really bad. Ah well, sure. If we'll see what it is. Anyway, right. That is the that's
your complaining about Aston's done. Actually, you're quite nice to them this time.
I was. Asian Airlines, the best airline I've ever flown on. But hopefully Lufthansa, that crown is up for grabs. Right. Should we get to the comments?
Go on then.
Let's do it. Let's gonna find a little video. Here we go. Right, get ready for it. By the way, big thank you to the 1,200 of you watching us live on a Sunday night, a little bit later than anticipated. Next Sunday, we will be live at 9 o'clock. Just a bit of a weird day today. We didn't really tell anyone about it. Like Martin, we're just crap salespeople. We didn't tell anyone about it, but we will be back every Sunday. You might get the odd one where we'll be, on a different day, but just 9 o'clock every Sunday, UK and Irish time, not Yerevan time, which is fucking 4 hours.
Settle down, yeah.
No, I'm going there. I have to go there, Conor. You won't. You'll leave it to the last minute. Go, oh no, you didn't ask them. You leave me alone.
I'll be there. Don't you worry.
You better be there. You better be there. But yeah. Christ, 4 hours. Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, big thank you to guys, 1,200 of you watching us live. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the page, to the YouTube channel there at Lansdowne Road. And also, if you haven't already, head over to Conor at Rep Tracker. That's at Rep Tracker. We're on Twitter. And of course, you got the Twitter, you got Facebook, Instagram, and the Lansdowne Roar and Lansdowne Road Twitter as well. And you have lansdowneroar.e for opinions and more articles and stuff coming that way. And if you don't mind, he's not on. I'll advertise him for him, bless him. But if you want one of these cool flasks, do you have one there, Conor?
Funny enough,
he does. We didn't actually rehearse this. We don't rehearse any of this. There you go. If you want one of those bad boys, look at that. They are quality. You want to drown your sorrows? If you've you're going to
Play
Yerevan
support
or
Man
Athens.
City or someone like that.
Yeah. There's not many of them, Connor. To be fair, sorry, there's one, and he might be watching. I might be getting a text later on. But anyway, but there you go. We have a Euro '88 commemorative flask, and we also have a USA '94 commemorative flask as well. I think the pair of them together at 25 quid, you can get plus postage and packaging to Ireland. The link is in the description below. They actually really are cool. Delight with those. But yeah, help Martin out. Give him a dig out. Pay for help him get to Yerevan. Right, let's get to the first comment. Loads of them here. Ryan Kelly, how you doing, Ryan? Evening, lads. Delighted with the draw and good to see Boston Lowell back. Any word yet on Dennis Kirkin if he would represent us? Conor?
No, I haven't heard that lately. It's just a waiting game, I think. Don't think anyone knows at this stage.
Does he even Dennis know, does he?
Don't know. I think he's just been a bit of a menace these days.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Paul Culleton. Paul, good to see you back, mate. Haven't seen you for a while. One of our long-standing fans and members of the Royal Faithful. Paul Culleton, we've definitely got worse draws in the last few years. We have to beat Armenia home and away. One country will mess up against them, and it will cost them a top 2 finish in this group. Yep, 100%. That's the thing with this group. We have to try and be perfect. As I said, you get 3 points, 4 absolutely amazing against Portugal or Denmark. 3 that'll do nicely. 1 meh, none, damn. But 6 points and 4 points minimum against Hungary. Absolutely. And then you have a chance. You do that, you've got a chance because Portugal or Denmark will take points off other teams as well. And Armenia will cause an upset. I remember before you were born, Conor, back in 2010, the Euro 2012 qualification. And I remember Armenia, we beat Armenia in the first game. It was in 2010. It was 2010. Beat them in the first game. Keith Hattie got a lovely goal, 70-odd minute. People were giving out about it, saying, Armenia, we should be battering them. I was like, no, I think that was a really good result. And they just became phenomenal. They battered Slovakia 4-1. I think they beat Russia 4-1. And then, we had to play them in Dublin, and Kevin Doyle got a lucky goal. It was actually an own goal as well. Armenia, they were a bit unlucky, and, they sort of came out of nowhere. So you got to watch Armenia, I suppose. Paul Coulton again. Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year to you, lads, and all the viewers and listeners around the world. Good man, Paul. He's a good lad. John Sullivan. Hi, Dave and Conor. I hope all is well. Hey, John. Opinions on Emmanuel Adebayoga and Neil Farrugia. Exceptional. Exceptional name. Exceptional name. Martin Fitzpatrick. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas to you, Martin. Hope you are well. Nick over on YouTube. Come on, you boys in green. Good man, Nick. Paul Coulton again. If you look at the Hungarian squad, they have 2 or 3 really good players. The rest of the squad don't play at any better level than ours. Hopefully, Lansdowne will be rocking in September 2024.
A worse level, 90% of their players, other than really, I would say, Szoboszlai and Kirkes and Willie Orban and Glasky, but a keeper is a keeper at the end of the day. They can only do so much.
Yep. No, they have a decent spine. They work together. They play very good. That was their. I remember doing the review. Actually, I was doing some analysis on Hungary. I was watching them play and looking at their style, and very workmanlike, very tough to beat. What's that? What are you smiling at?
No, I'm just thinking of you. You just made me laugh.
Why?
I can't tell you. No, I can't. Not PG in the stream.
Okay.
No, something on my phone. Don't worry. I'm not laughing at you.
You fucking better not be. I'll be straight over to Belfast, whatever it is you live. But no, and I remember just thinking one of their strengths is they play together as a team. That they have a good solid spine. Very difficult to beat, and they can punish you like they punished England. But they just fell apart unfortunately at the Euros. It's just very ordinary, but they're a good solid unit, if that makes sense. Kurt, PUFC Irish Highland. What is PUFC? What does the PUFC stand?
Peterborough.
It's Peterborough, isn't it?
United.
Yes, the future has to be players like Finn Azaz, Jack Taylor, Andrew Moore. I mean, you're not going to get me too many arguments from us there. Kurt R. Is
That's
he?
my type of guy right there, is it?
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Daniel Mullen. Southampton versus Tottenham was on TNT tonight. Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? I was too busy fixing a wardrobe.
Actually, cousin Will's is going to get a new manager. He's just been sacked.
Wow.
Russell Martin's gone.
Russell Martin sacked. Yeah, I mean 5 points. Well adrift. They're going to go down. Like they're on course to have the worst. Is that the worst? Points tally in the Premier League season. I think Sunderland had it, didn't they? Or Derby had it.
Derby had it with 12 points or something.
Yeah, 5 points, like dreadful.
Them going back down is a great thing, I think, for the Irish lads. Maybe not Ryan Manning because he's doing well so far since he's come in, but Bazunu, because Ramsdale will go in the summer, so he'll come straight back in. And Joe Bryan with Marsh and Romeo Akachukwu both are extremely talented young midfielders, and their chances of breaking into the first team maximizes 1,000% when they're in the Championship compared to Premier League.
There you go. Alfie Conneely, sorry. Hi, David and Conor. Good evening. I hope you are both well. I'm sure you're looking forward to the League of Ireland fixture release in 2 days. Conor, already looking forward to next season. Up Galway. And Merry Christmas to you both. Merry Christmas to you, Alfie. Yes, I am, actually. And we're looking to get a bit more involved, aren't we, with the League of Ireland this upcoming season. We're gonna properly watch it. We're gonna
get your
into
Bose season ticket, are you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna get my Pats
season ticket for Bose, yeah. You've been daily mount every week, yeah. You're a big Bose
Pats.
fan. No, you love Bose. You're a big Bose fan.
No, that's not me. That's the other fella from Dublin.
No, you love Bose. You love Bose.
No, I thought you said Go, like League of Ireland Go. I was like,
no.
Anyway, that's not even called League. That's GAA Go, isn't it? No, I'll be getting my St. Pat's top in, lovely training top in. I can't get it in the UK, which is frustrating. But of course, Conor reminded me he lives in the UK, so he can get it for me. Good lad.
That makes no sense. You can't get it in the UK, but I live in the UK. Go on, explain that. Go on.
I don't know.
Take your way out of this.
I can't. I don't want to. Sorry, Conor lives next to the UK. Well, technically, wink. And then he can send it. He can get it for me and send it over to me. There you go. Sorry. Thank you, Conor. You're very nice. Old dude 420. He'll be cashing in. He says about Aaron cashing. Yes, he will. Martin Fitzpatrick. What's that?
No, I just said he will.
He will. Martin Fitzpatrick. Will Shamrock Rovers lose a lot of players after the European run? That's one for you, Conor.
Well, Johnny Kenny's going back to Celtic anyway, unless he comes back at the end of the month. And Neil Ferrugia, I would say it.
Ferrugia.
He's out of contract, but I think he's still in talks whether he's going to stay or not. But I'd imagine that one's up in the air. I think they're the only two really of their household names that have a chance to leave. But they've made enough money from this run to replace. They'll have to replace Johnny Kenny and Ferrugia if they go.
There you go. John O'Sullivan, opinions of Fair City, Dave. Well, John, I have to say, El Dolores got what for, eh? Got a good smack off Carol, eh? And then tried to sack her. He said, "No, you can't fire me. I quit." She's the one with the Scottish accent. There you go. Moving on. Kevin O, any thoughts on this National League that the FAI are talking about? There's not a lot of information on this, so we didn't really make it a bullet point. We knew it would come up, didn't we, in the comments? And thank you, Kevin O, for bringing it up. Obviously, a good move. Probably something that's been... It's basically a third tier, isn't it? And it's immediately up to the first division, and then the Premier League, or the Premier Division. Just more clubs, isn't it? They just need more clubs.
I love the idea of it, and I'd imagine there'll be a few B teams in that as well, which I don't have. People seem to have a problem with, but every league in Europe, or the English leagues, have B teams involved in the pyramid somewhere. And sure, if you have them in the third tier and it's a thing that they can't get promoted for the sake of benefiting other clubs, I think it's a good thing to add in.
Put it this way: the more people playing football in Ireland, the better, in some form of league structure. And I would like obviously, Monaghan United to have it, to come back. Monaghan to have a team. Every county in Ireland to have a team, have multiple teams. I'd love that. That'd be brilliant. And it will happen. It'll just take a bit of time. So I think it's a wonderful thing. And yeah, we just need to get the facilities up to scratch, and hopefully this is a brilliant idea. And please God, it takes. So seems to be some really good, from the government, the clubs, and even the FAI. I dare say, like, there seems to be some good ideas coming out. Like, you used to be a lot of talk back in the day, about 20 years ago, with the Genesis report and all that, and nothing ever seemed to happen. But it does seem to actually be happening. So reasons to be optimistic. Genuinely, reasons to be optimistic is good. Dylan Cullen, how you doing, Dylan? Do you know if Louis Barry is able to play for Ireland? I know he played for us at younger levels, but the criteria may have changed. Conor.
Yeah, he is, and he's one to keep an eye on. Also, all I have to say. And people actually don't know, his grandfather that has him eligible, I don't think his grandmother as well, is the same grandfather as the Bellinghams. He's first cousins with Jude and Joe Bellingham. They have the same grandfather. So they're both eligible through Ireland through the same person.
There you go. And who also follows Rep Tracker?
Their father.
Their father. There you go. Kurt again. Keane Hayes for Posh yesterday was unbelievable. 2 goals. Did you watch that? Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen his 2 goals. He's a brilliant young player. He's like he actually remind you of Amad Diallo's style of player today. I'd imagine you haven't seen him play before, Dave, but small, left-footed right winger, cuts inside, mazy dribbler, and he's a brilliant talent. It's just he's overage for the 21s now. He's turning 22 next year, so unfortunately he won't be eligible for the next campaign. But he is he could be a late bloomer into the Ireland senior squad.
Peterborough League One though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Where are they in the league? Peterborough League EFL.
Because he wasn't really starting. It's one of his. He wasn't really starting, and now he's been given a chance. He was given a chance there at the weekend, and he took advantage of it.
Yeah, they're doing okay. Well, they're not really. They're 13th, almost slap bang in the middle of the league table. They need to.
They should be doing better than what they are doing.
Yeah, Duncan Ferguson's the manager, isn't he, for like the 70th time?
Darren Ferguson, not Duncan.
Darren, Duncan, they're all the same. But no, definitely want to keep an eye on it. 22, I think they'll sell him when he's like 24, don't they? They keep players till like 25 and then they sell them on. Darren McAnthony over in Miami or LA. Daniel Mullen, Conor is the president of the Finazaz fan club. Yes, he is.
That is true.
John O'Sullivan, what's your opinions, lads, on Noel Hunt becoming Reading FC's new first team manager, promoted from the under 21s? Conor, you would know both John Clark and John Ryan, who are both injured and both play for Reading. Go on.
I don't think.
Yes.
Answer it's a him. Good move for Noel Hunt. I'm happy for him to get the step up from the 21s to the first team. I don't know honestly how good of a manager he is, because we haven't seen it tested really in men's football. But it's always good to see an ex-Ireland international get a chance in a high level of men's football. And the 2 Irish lads are there at the moment. Unfortunately, I think both are out with ACL injuries. So you'd hope that when they're back fit, they will find a way of breaking themselves into his plans.
When did he take over? Because I'm just looking here, like
last week, their manager Ruben Sells went to Hull City. Yeah,
it's not great. Lost 3-0 yesterday to Blackpool and went out of the Football League trophy on penalties, and 1 draw at Wickham before that. So, best luck to Noel. Best luck to him. Hope he does well. The man robbed of a goal in Barry.
On Parry. Oh, I just said Barry.
No, Barry. Not Barry. In Italy.
Oh, BRBA.
Yeah, Barry. Yeah. When Ireland drew it before you were born again in 2009, drew with Italy in a 1-1 draw, and Robbie Keane robbed the goal from him. It was a Noel Hunt goal, definitely. Rolling Stone, this is where it gets interesting. Rolling Stone, how you doing, Rolling Stone, on YouTube? I'm surprised by some of the optimism about the group. Qualification is pretty much impossible.
I'm surprised by the negativity.
Yeah, I don't see how that's. He continues. We'll get into it. Daniel Granahan, sorry to ask, but lead the lap. Is there any chance, or is there no chance of him possibly playing for Ireland? Love the shoes, lads. Shows. Good man, Daniel. Thank you
I
very
choose
much.
Dave. I don't
Wonderful
know if
shoes.
there's any chance of Liam Delap playing or not for us. I don't know. At the moment he's not even eligible anymore, but I think the rules are set to change that under 21 caps don't count towards the rules. So, but I think because he's once you're in a setup like that and you're embedded in England setup, it's hard to come out of it in a sense.
Yeah. Were you off to leave? No, I'm just going to get back here. Okay. Drag him back into the house. Rolling Stone. Hungary are being underrated. While they have got smashed by Germany and some of the bigger teams, they beat Scotland, who are miles ahead of us at the moment. As for the hype about Finn Azaz, he's a top class championship player, but if he gets to the Premier League, he'll be out of his depth. Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh, shots fired, Rolling Stones. Looking at lower level Premier League players like Elliot Anderson and Morgan Gibbs, well, they are miles ahead of him.
I don't think you
Conor.
could say Elliot Anderson and Morgan Gibbs White are lower level Premier League players when Morgan Gibbs White's an England international and Nottingham Forest currently in our top four race. And I think a lot of us would say that Morgan Gibbs White is probably a top six footballer in weight, and I think he's an exceptional footballer. Like, so he's not a lower level Premier League. He's not like he's a Southampton or a Wolves or even a Crystal Palace. He's at one of the clubs that are trying to get themselves into European places. But I think that the only way to test a player out whether they're good enough to be a top class player is see them in the environment.
Let's see what he does.
Yeah.
We're not underestimating Hungary. They're a good side. I probably overestimated them for the Euros. I thought they would have done much better. I thought they would have battered us. They didn't. We were lucky to get a win against them. And they flopped horrendously. And he beat Scotland, who, to be fair, Scotland were dreadful in the Euros. They're absolutely awful as they are in qualified competitions. In qualification, Scotland are a completely different animal. But when it comes to actual tournaments, they're dreadful. And yeah, Hungary shit the bed. Simple as that.
And
They
I think
shit the bed.
I would say on them, I think that Hungary group of players has peaked already.
Yeah, they're probably on the way down a bit, and hopefully we're on the way up. Look, Hungary are no mugs. As I said, we get 4 points. 4 points against Hungary. I'd be delighted with that. 4 against them, 4 against the top team, 3 maybe against top seeds, and 6 against Armenia. You've got a chance. And I think we've got a chance. Kevin, Stephen Kenny got a rough draw with France and Netherlands compared to this one. He did. Stephen Kenny had no luck whatsoever.
That was an impossible draw. Like,
yeah, but he also didn't help himself either. Let's be honest, with his decisions. And Greece, of course, with the other team in that. He got absolutely battered in that one. I don't mean the results, although we did get battered by the results. But I mean, just it went lucky. You got battered in that one. But he never helped himself either. But yeah, finally we've had a bit of luck with the team manager. Old dude 420. Someone will drop points in Armenia, and that will be consequential. Yep, 100%. Just hopefully it's not us. Rolling Stone. Moran has no hope of making it with Brighton. He is a number 10. Or he is a number 10. You can't play him in a field. No physicality, can't defend. Jesus Christ.
what is this man's? Why is he so angry? Well, if you say look at his team last year at Blackburn, Ayari that was playing with him at Blackburn last season is now playing in the Brighton first team. So I don't know if Andy Moran will ever break into the first team at Brighton or not because they're such a high quality, but it's hard to say. He's doing very, very well at Stoke this season and he's a fan favourite. So
yeah,
I don't think there's a need to say he's not good enough when we just don't know.
I haven't seen him yet. Rolling Stone as well. Again, Armenia away will not be an easy game. No, we know it won't. But still expect to win. 1-0, 2-0 professional job, you'd hope. But yeah, I'd say I don't care. It could be 4-3, 5-4, 7-6, 1-0. I don't care. I just want 3 points away to Armenia. Daniel Granahan. Besides that group, what other group would you prefer to be in? England's group looks very easy and fancy yourselves in that group.
There's the Northern Ireland group. They got Slovakia as the second seeds. Wales's group is actually all right. Even though they would have been the second seed, there's still a second seed that aren't of the highest standard, even though they're on good form at the moment. But in terms of squad, there's a few groups that
let's have a look here. Yeah,
Go on.
Northern Ireland. I mean, Germany or Italy. Yeah, good luck. But Slovakia, yeah, Luxembourg. Should he beat Luxembourg then? Or he drew at Luxembourg away, and they actually battered Luxembourg for a fair bit of that game. Switzerland, Sweden, Slovenia. That would have been handy, wouldn't it? Sweden and Switzerland, and
Yeah.
Kosovo. That's probably the handiest one there.
What?
What?
Did you say Sweden and Switzerland would have been the handiest group?
Yeah.
Have you seen Sweden's squad?
No.
Have you seen who they have that can play up front? Isak and Gyökeres. I mean, Kulusevski in behind, even Alanga on the wing.
Yeah. And come on, where's your optimism now, Conor?
No, I'm just saying that is not the easiest. That's probably one of the harder ones. Them and no group that Turkey are in the 14
defeatist. You're so fucking defeatist. Yeah. Well, I'm actually happy, but genuinely happy with our group. Yeah, I'm genuinely happy with our group. Oh Jesus, look at Wales group: Belgium, Wales second seeds, Macedonia, Kazakhstan, Liechtenstein.
Yeah, they should get nowadays. Like,
yeah, that's a handy fucking group. That is. All right, we'll move it on. Rolling Stone, we were outplayed with Finland in both games. Jesus, Rolling Stone. Both games, Greece looked like Barcelona in the first half, had 80% possession. Why is Heimer rated? Don't get it. He's worse than Kenny, just more lucky. Is this Bill, is it?
maybe it is.
Bill Burner account. No, but I kind of want to, we get it. But this is an Ireland team in pieces. That's the point, Rolling Stone. It's an Ireland team in absolute pieces, devoid of any confidence. We've seen that mental strength against England just absolutely battered after we went down to 10 men, making mistakes, confidence issues. He hasn't had a proper chance with them. He was thrown into a game against England as his first game. You have to be realistic. Now, listen, if this World Cup qualifying campaign, Conor, right, goes tits up for the manager, then it's time to get a new manager. Because then, what can you say? You've had your summer camp, you've had your friendlies, you've had proper time to prepare. You didn't have that the last time, so we kind of go, all right, fair enough. And it goes wrong, then you go, okay, mate, well, it's not working. There you go.
Yep.
Paul Culleton, first time in a few years we go into a new year with optimism and excitement. Bulgaria in March, we should get the job done, hopefully. Summer friendlies, HH has more time with the lads, and then the World Cup games. There you go, exactly what I said. Adam Curtis, we need a midfield pair who are able to control the game and anchor in midfield for core if we ever have a chance to compete. Yeah, hopefully Boston, will replace. Well, no, you don't want him playing as a number 60. You want to play him as a number 8.
Facts.
Oh, I'm just saying.
I'm saying you're spot on. You listen to me.
I do. Yeah, don't agree with you. Well, yeah. I do. Jack Hennessy, Rolling Stone, Armenia just lost at home to the Faroe Islands. Oh, there you go. Fucking put that in your pipe and smoke it, Rolling Stone. Adam Curtis, you can argue we have players who have potential in every other position to be playing at the highest level possible if they reach their full potential. But the midfield is where we lack. We do lack big time, and we are relying on a lots of if buts and maybes. We need players because they're in that formative stage of their career. We first of all we need them to be injury free. Andrew Amabamidele is a case in point. Riddled with injuries and in a bit of a mad club, and actually a club doing quite well, really. Mad club, but a squad that's run very well by a very good manager, and he can't get in there. So that's where it can go wrong. But then and then Evan Ferguson as well. He had an injury, and he just has struggled to get back in there. And then you've other players like Collins. Nathan Collins. He's just flourished. He's doing really well. So he was another one. We were kind of hoping he would develop into a top Premier League player. Queven Gallagher he just won't be given the opportunity. Maybe he'll have to move on, obviously, at the end of the season. But he's shown what he can do. So he has done his chances of getting a move to a top club, probably on the continent, because I can't see Liverpool selling to a club, a rival. Although, ironically, I think Man United would be a perfect club for him, actually.
Chelsea is I think Chelsea.
Or Chelsea.
Chelsea jersey next year.
but he won't. He won't. They won't sell him. He might do actually. To be fair, he might do.
50 million. If they offered 50 million, I don't think they'd say no.
Yeah, he's he's quality. So we're relying on a bit of that with the likes of Boston Lowell, with Andy Moore, and a little bit with Finn Azaz as well, because that sort of player needs to be able to do it, and he does need to be able to do it, Conor, at the top level.
Yeah.
That sort of player, if he's going to flourish. So, but we have a very good pool of players here, and I don't think it's by any means it's the worst pool of players we've ever had. Not a hope. Mentally weakest, yes. But the manager needs to work on that. Anyway, we'll move on. Shane, the FAI want bums on seats against higher opposition. Yep, I do. I totally get that, Shane. And to be honest with you, they'll probably go with that because they want full attention. They want the money.
I think what they'll do, Dave, probably is they'll probably get like what we've always seen to do is Belgium. We'll get a Belgium, and then we'll have a Latvia, or Lithuania, or someone at that level.
Yeah,
but they'll sell it as the package where people will want to get the tickets for that Belgium game, for example, and then they've already the money made for the second game, no matter who turns up.
Exactly. That, and do you know what? That'll make sense, and it will make sense because we'll need to get. We have to get some confidence going. We have to get the team going. Just it's on the floor at the moment, and he needs to get in there, and get a bit of momentum. Daniel Mullen, Heimer is tactically superior to O'Shea, and Kenny has only been in the job for 6 games, and we've looked difficult to beat by England at Wembley. I agree, and we were very good against England. We were well in that game against England until the sending off, and we fell apart. And it was another problem. It was an eye opener for Heimer, going, "Oh, okay." So that's what happens when we go down to 10 men. So you can see, as I said, what you have to remember, you can see what he's trying to do. You can see improvement all the time, and you can see what he's trying to do. And the fact that he could turn around and go, "Yeah, okay, we were in that game, and then we got a man sent off and conceded, got a penalty, man sent off, and a goal." So you can look at that and go, "All right, there's an asterisk." Once you have the asterisk beside it, you can kind of make an excuse, or you've got a reason. We had just gone there and got battered 5-0, and 11 against 11, and we're just shit. And then you go, "All right, well, that's a bit different." But anyway. Shane would love one home and one away in June, but probably be both home. My bank, but my bank balance says, Shane, 2 home games, please, in Ireland. Cheapest way to get to Budapest for away game, lads? Asked Calm Sheedy, and Shane responds, a plane. And kind of goes, yeah, thanks, Shane. Direct, really. I think. EasyJet, Ryanair, they all go to Budapest.
I'd imagine, I don't know, I haven't looked, but imagine probably the best stopover if you're doing it. You want a cheaper stopover, so be flying into London, would it be?
Yeah, probably. London's your best bet if you can. The thing is, Budapest is not a long flight. I think it's like 2 hours. I can't remember. I went there in 2020, just as the pandemic was kicking off. Like literally, they were starting to make people were starting to wear masks and wear law. But it's Central Europe, Hungary. Hungary's not Eastern Europe; it's Central Europe. It's right next to Austria. Rolling Stone, they're hit and miss at home. All poor teams. Saw them draw with Wales last year. Very even game. We are no better than Wales. We will have more possession than they will have more possession than us at home. I don't know about that.
Wales had Rob Page as their manager. He's probably the worst manager I've ever seen in international football. So,
and he got Craig Bellamy now, isn't he? He's doing well.
Yeah.
If England had a real playmaker on the field, could quicken the tempo, neither which Jones or Bellingham could do, they would have destroyed us in the first half.
He's lost. I think you're just being so anti this Irish setup.
You've upset Conor now. You have Rolling Stone. I hope you're happy now. You've upset Conor now. Paul Cullerton, I think Heimer and the staff should be going on a recruitment drive over the next few months. If it was Stephen Kenny only, it was his only good trait getting you faced in the squad with Benny, Johnson, and McAteer. Yeah, he was starting to get him in, wasn't he? Smodic was saw a comment there coming up. Smodic is one that kind of slipped through the cracks. Don't know what happened there. Obviously Kenny just went, all right, you don't want to play for me. He clearly did. It was obviously a miscommunication. But he did go out and get a lot of players in. Got Josh Harness, who never featured, did he?
Marcus Harness.
Okay. I'm just making up players, aren't I? Yeah, Marcus. Who's Josh Harness?
Don't have a notion.
Huh?
Don't have a clue.
Josh Harness. Hold on, I must have got that from somewhere.
He got Marcus Harness and CJ Hamilton.
Yeah. No, Josh Harness doesn't exist. Yeah, no, he came over, but he never fucking played. He just looked at the ground and went, "Oh, it's a nice ground. This is better than Pompey."
His passport wasn't done in time or something to play.
Yeah, and then he got called up again. Daniel Mullen moved to Athens Stadium. Can't get away from the place. My fourth time. Twice for football. Well, all for football. First time was on a stopover to Tbilisi, 7 hours. As the food is amazing, and I got business class because I got a seat for 80 quid. I think it was. Probably have to put 0 after that now. Well, it was great. Fourth, and then obviously 2 games in Athens, and then now another stopover. Rolling Stone, the only player we have who will play at the highest level is Gallagher. The others are mediocre. Never understood the hype about Ferguson when he was scoring goals for Brighton, because he was scoring goals for Brighton in the Premier League.
He did equal winner in his record, most goals in a calendar year by a teenager.
There you go. Ferguson scored 1 goal in 10 games in the under-21s for Ireland. Yeah, because he was playing for us. He scored in the Israel qualifier, didn't he? Or playoff, sorry, the first one. Hey Shane, sorry, we mentioned this one earlier. It was a 5 p.m. local time kickoff in Yerevan last time at 41 degrees. Thank fuck the game isn't in June this time. How's Luke McNally and Sean McLaughlin getting on this season, Conor?
Luke McNally's doing well. As Sean McLaughlin wasn't really in the team at all for Hullen, and since Ruben Sells has come in, he's actually started a few games. So I don't know whether he'll continue in the long run, but it's always good to see an Irishman starting at that sort of level.
There you go. Rolling Stone, Scotland have 2 elite players on the horizon, Ben Doak and Lennon Miller. So, Lennon Miller, that sounds like, one of the old management games, Player Manager 99, where when a player retired, it just made up players. He's got like 2. No, never mind. Gone right over Connor's head.
Ben Doak, actually, he's a brilliant player. He's top class. But I don't know about Lennon Miller. I don't know if he's a superstar on the horizon.
Don't know. He sounds like a love child of Kenny and Kenny Miller and Neil Lennon. Adam Curtis. Ferguson is still young, learning the trade. He has potential to be a top striker if he gets regular game time. Do you reckon he'll go on loan? I know that got kiboshed. I probably will now because they're falling, aren't they? They're really falling. Brighton are 10th, I think, 9th or 10th.
No, he won't go on loan.
No. Oh, if you can, are you a St. Pat's or Bows fan, Dave? Pats. I do remember you saying you lived very close to both Richmond Park and Dalymount. I did actually. That's true. Actually, I lived in Cabra Park, literally right next to Dalymount Park. But that was because I worked in town, Dublin City Centre. For those of you watching inside, and but no, originally, Clondalkin. So Pats.
What about Mason Melia? £1.6 million bid or €2 million bid for Melia from Bologna last week, which is
that's incredible,
crazy money for a League of Ireland player.
It's about bloody time, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know he is worth that. It's the things he's for what he done as a 16-year-old. I know he's 17 now, but when he was 16, playing particularly in the Conference League, what he was doing against some very good opposition was something I've never. To be honest, I've never seen a young player that good in the League of Ireland before. Ferguson played a few games when he was 16 or 15 for Bows, but Melia was one of the main men in a very good pass side, which is very impressive.
Yeah, I remember he made his debut, didn't he? Did he make his debut against Chelsea or something? No, he was 15.
Ferguson did. He was 13.
13, and there was murder about it. They were saying, "Oh, it's too young. That's ridiculous." And they went, "No, he can handle it." And he did well.
He played well.
Yeah. John O'Sullivan, please stay for Rouge. Yeah, we need you to stay at Roberts for days. We'll fit him in wherever he goes, John. Don't worry.
He could end up at Pats, by the way.
There you go. I'll go up to him. Hello, Farouj. Yeah, and he'd look at me like, who's this prick? Interview for the pod. Mark Tangney. I think an All Ireland League should happen. No reason with investment we couldn't have a league as strong as the Nordic or Eastern European countries. 100%, probably even better, Mark. Probably even better. It'll just never happen. I wish it would. Could you imagine the rivalry? I know it'd take a lot of policing and there'd be trouble at it, but the intensity of an All Ireland League, if you had Linfield playing Rovers, for example, it'd be fucking tasty,
Yeah,
and it would just people would give a shit,
yeah.
and they'd go to these games and he'd fill these, it'd be brilliant.
And the
And
thing is, the Northern Irish League is dying out. It's no one has any interest in it. Like the League of Ireland is booming at the moment.
yeah,
No one gives a damn about it. Like Lauren's manager Lynch left them to go to Derry City. I know he's going to a better league at the end of the day, but he left in the middle of a European group stage to go to Derry, like who are out of season. That just shows that the League of Ireland is so much ahead. And I know the European places is the big thing that Lauren would have got money for that, but I think they could arrange a way that whatever the top 4 place in Northern Irish teams, wherever they finished in the league, got Europe for their sake. I just think the Northern Irish League is in more need of it than we are.
yeah. And do you remember when the All Ireland League was coming out? There was what was the name of the company, and they were doing like a lot of reports, and they really wanted this to happen. And some of the Northern Irish teams were very much into, but the IFA, came out and said, no, 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 no. Like, sure, we're better. Look at our league. Like, we're better. Things have been better. We're better in the south, and our what's the thing I'm thinking of,
Efficient.
coefficient. We're higher than, I think they were higher than the Republic at one stage, the coefficient, and then
Surely not.
or it was something like they weren't a million. They were close or something. They done a couple of the clubs had done well. We had a really bad. It was something like that anyway. Please don't quote me on it. And they went, no, 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 we don't need to do that. Like, sure, it's grand. We have our league; it's going really well, and you have your league, and that's it. And yeah, League of Ireland, booming, as you said, booming. It just needs the investment. The right things are coming out of Abbottstown. The right things are coming out of Leinster House, and the right things are coming out of Shamrock Rovers, Bows, Pats, even Shelburne. It's fantastic. It really is, especially Shamrock Rovers, and other clubs need to look at Rovers and go, that's what we need to be. We need to be doing that. Brilliant. Anyway, I could go on for ages. Irish Jedi, you packed your Viva for a big one-off game at home to Hungary. Get a win like we did in the summer. Take that to Armenia. Another win again, and you're top of the group. 6 points from 6. Momentum is key. We get that. We're going to be in it till the very end. I agree. That's all about momentum. Carl McKean, how much will the tickets be for the qualifier game, lads? Have they announced them yet? Have they?
No, I'd imagine it'd be like €60 usually what they are.
Yeah, the usual stuff. Tickets. Let's see. Oh, I'm on the website now. Let's have a look. No tickets for sale. Just like no tickets for sale. All right, so okay, there you go.
It's a bit early to release tickets for games in September and October, November.
No. Irish Jedi, only worries that Hungary have been so bad that they change things around and pick up again with Sabazai playing so well for Liverpool at the moment. Also, he's one player though. You stop him playing,
It's easier to be a good player on a good team than it is and be a good player on an average team.
Yeah. And he's a good player, to be fair. He continues, I think we will, or they continue, I think we will end up in a situation where it will be win to finish second in the last game away to Hungary, and I'll take that. I think that's what we're looking for right now, is a bit of competitiveness. We just need to be competitive. And even then, I think that would be enough, unless the manager completely balls it up. You'd be going, all right, we're competitive. You can see what you're trying to do. You can still see what you're trying to do. Yeah, give the manager another contract if he wants it. It's progression. It's all about progression. Baylor, got a bonus pick with you, Mr. Rep Tracker. Oh, why didn't you post when Ditzy scored a week or so ago? Conor.
Did he score a week ago? Did I not post? Let me go check. I'm sorry, Mr. Baylor. I missed his old username.
What was his old username?
He was Mr. Wasn't it David McGoldrick enthusiast?
Yeah, go back to that, Baylor. By the way, big thank you to the 1,500 people watching us. You're very welcome, and thank you. Wonderful support.
Wasn't posted. It's not like me to miss a Didsy post because I
Well,
love a bit of Didsy.
Well, you didn't even know Troy Parrott was fucking scored. So I had to tell him.
You didn't tell me. I just seen it on Twitter and I was like, how did I miss that?
I had to tell you. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, I'm trying to put a button on it. Sorry, I've got a button in my hand. I keep missing it. Rolling Stone. Oh, God. On the plus side, Festi is very dangerous. Okay, here we go. A bit of positivity. Cullen might become a top centre half. And Cullen. Collins might become a top centre back, and unlike Scotland, we have spoiled for choice of centre back. There you go, a bit of positivity. Rolling Stone again. I think Moran will have to go to Wesroot if he's to become a Premier League player. No physicality, he could be a late bloomer. I do agree
with that. I disagree with that. I often found that back in the day with Wes Hoolahan, we had Wes Hoolahan on the pitch. It felt like defensively he was a huge liability. I don't know if you always felt that way, Dave, but that sometimes that's why he got sacrificed by managers at times. Was Moran isn't a defensive liability. If you see Moran play this season with Stoke, I don't know if Rolling Stone's seen him play with him this season, but he's said it's his biggest aspect he's improved on. He's played deeper as a number 8 a lot of time. And Dave, you'd know more than me because I wouldn't remember all of Wes's career from like the start. Was he ever even capable of playing a deeper role in the midfield? I don't think that was ever possible. And Andy is still a different type of, people think because he's a small number 10 that is creative, he's still, they're not everything is similar. Like Andy's not slow. Wes lacked pace. Andy Moore's not a slow player. I've seen him improve a lot defensively. I think I just don't think that's right to say that. Maybe he mightn't become a Premier League player later on, but I don't think it's the Wes thing where he is lack of pace and all that.
I remember Wes, yeah, he was sacrificed a lot now, to be fair. And he, I think Trapattoni and then later Martin O'Neill thought he was a luxury player, and he probably thought, well, Ireland can't afford luxury players. Wes, lovely footballer, obviously. I think he did. Did he ever play centre mid?
I don't even think that's not because we love Wes, but could you imagine Wes trying to play as a centre mid? I don't think that's possible.
No. I mean, he was a different kind of player. A different era as well. Like Wes was an individualist. He could pull off a bit of magic. He was just one of those. He was a bit of a dying, a bit of an old school footballer, street footballer. Like he would just do things like that. He was a guy that played at every level in England, didn't he? Went from starting Shells and he played every level of English football. League wise. Where obviously Moran, he's probably coach. You're going to be coached different. Like you play as a team, you defend as a team. You're not as individualistic as you would be at Wes Hoolahan. And yeah, he was sacrificed quite a lot. Wes was. I always remember Liam Brady. And I love Liam Brady. When Trapp was the manager and he wouldn't pick Wes Hoolahan. Oh well, it's up to the manager. Blah blah blah. He's got his reasons. He defend him. And then when Martin O'Neill wasn't picking Wes Hoolahan, he has to be picking Wes Hoolahan. It's kind of funny. Anyway, we got more Rolling Stones messages. Liam Brady and John Giles both said we have the worst group of players in their lifetime. Both guys have great knowledge of the game and were great pundits. They ain't sensationalists. Well, actually, I just proved the point that Liam Brady was, to a degree, over Wes Hoolahan.
And that was when did they make them comments?
They always make those comments.
I think that this group of players has changed drastically in the last. Since I remember them making them comments under Stephen Kenny as the manager. Whenever they were 4 or 5 years ago. And the squad is we had Conor Hourahan we'd have Jeff Hendrick, we had McGoldrick, we had even Scott Hogan, Ronan Curtis, we had the centre backs, we had Richard Keogh at one stage. The squad is completely different. We have a young squad that's improving. I don't think you can say that about the current crop.
And listen, I no disrespect to Johnny Giles. Have you listened to Johnny Giles recently as well? I remember I love Eamon Dunphy. Brilliant. Great fun. And Johnny Giles at one stage was the top pundit probably in football. I mean, honestly, Conor, I know I say this as a joke most of the time, but before your time, genuine before your time, Giles was brilliant, astute, on the money. He just like I remember he even predicted that Ireland could go through on penalties against Romania in 1990. I have the footage on RTE. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Like you saw, but now at 83, 84, I think he is. And you listen to him. I tried to listen to him on the Eamon Dunphy show as well, and it was very difficult to listen to. So I'm not being funny. I wouldn't really pay too much attention to that. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I'm just being honest. But no, it's not the worst by any means. I mean, how much Irish football are they watching? How many Irish players are they watching week in, week out?
I could tell you for a
Conor,
fact it's zero, unless they're playing on Sky Sports, like
yeah,
Mason Collins or someone. Like they wouldn't even know half their names. Not to be disrespectful, but I just know they wouldn't know half their names because they
no,
don't have the interest levels. I'd imagine.
yeah, and and that's nothing against that, but Conor's watching fucking every player. Like, seriously, that Lennon Miller will be special. He is more gifted than Jones. Jones a ball hogger.
Which Jones is he on about? Like I don't know.
Okay.
Curtis Jones. Do you know?
Moran is a number 10. Can't play as an 8 or 6. Doesn't know how to drop and receive the ball.
He's played as
exactly,
number 8 all
exactly,
season.
exactly. Wes was a street footballer, and Wes played a lot better for Norwich. And Dean Flood reckon the best of his generation will be shown at Euro 20. The best of this generation will be shown at Euro 28 and World Cup 30 rather than the immediate future. I agree with that. As I said, as long as we see a process, you can see what the manager's trying to do, and we're Rolling Stone, the midfielders who make the ball come to them is a rarity now. It's a dying art form. Scholes, Modric, Keane, we're masters of it. And Adam Wharton is a throwback to those guys. Watch out for. Anyway, right. We're going to leave it there, guys. We've hit the 90-minute mark, and that is it. Fantastic return. 1,500 of you watching us. Thank you so much to the Roar faithful. Just remember, we'll be back next Sunday, live 9 o'clock. Hopefully, Martin will be with us. Hopefully, Martin's all right. Haven't heard from him for a bit. Celebrating the win over in an appalling Manchester derby. But we will be back next week, 9 o'clock, next Sunday, every Sunday going forward. Just take 9 o'clock every Sunday. And also, we will have a couple of episodes next week, won't we, Conor? And hopefully we get Martin involved in that as well. So we're going to be looking at the probably League of Ireland fixtures release and whenever Irish football rears its head, we will be there to knock it off.
Fact.
Don't doubt us. Anyway, we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please like the video. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are trying to grow it. And if you want to find out what's going on with the boys in green, future and present, head over to Rep Tracker on Twitter. Also, head over to our Lansdowne Road and Roar's Facebook page. Also, we have Twitter and we have our Instagram. And if you want an opinion, head over to lansdowneroar.ie. Right, we're getting out of here. I'm David Dunn. He is Conor McAvoy. We are out of here. Thank you very much. Love you guys. Wonderful as always. And we'll see you on the next one. We'll see you live next Sunday, 9 o'clock. Good night. God bless.